Are community associations good for communities? This presentation is by Laurie Strandland for Royal Roads University's Lead 517. This presentation supports the viewpoint that neighborhoods with community associations have a positive impact on the residents. The specifics presented herewith will support this claim by sharing research findings from experts in the field, such as Belair, Baum, and Zuerch, and will include research data from 1994 to 2017. While many research topics were explored, this review will consider the common themes of crime, fiscal impact, health implication, social capital, and community representation, and will conclude with a short summary. For the purposes of this presentation, the definition of community will be the one offered by Foster Fisherman: a sense of mutual commitment, belongingness, and interdependence with their neighbors, and will be used when referring to inside the boundaries which have been identified by its residents as the neighborhood. So let's take a look at the impact of an association on crime. One of the common threads uncovered throughout this research project relates to the positive impact community associations have on residents with respect to crime reduction. Belair, an author of several published scholarly articles relating to crime, comments on the theory of social disorganization and provides a strong link to a decline in criminal activity in communities which have high levels of social integration. Belair's findings are consistent with evidence from other studies where the impact of organized community groups play a role in reducing crime because of shared community values and how those values dictate acceptable social behaviors. These shared community values may include respect one another's property and may also mean there's a unified negative attitude towards delinquent activity. Sagert and Winkle explain how communities that watch out for each other, in other words, practice pro-social behavior, enjoy improved living conditions and safety. In Canada, the RCMP have implemented a crime-free multi-housing program, which partners with local apartment building managers and police departments to reduce crime. A major component of the program is to build social equity by hosting community events and building the level of community connectedness. While indications on the direct impact of community associations on crime are inconclusive, the correlation of both perceived crime and actual reported crime were lower in communities which engaged in prosocial behavior. It is important to recognize that perception impacts prosocial behavior by increasing the level of community self-policing. Thereby, when people feel a greater sense of safety, their enjoyment and quality of life increases. Research findings did not reveal any negative data associated with neighborhood self-policing. Therefore, the literature would support the notion that community associations improve quality of life related to crime in a neighborhood. So let's take a look at the fiscal impact. Research was limited regarding the direct correlation between the fiscal impact of communities and businesses with active community associations versus those without. However, the literature that was available supports the notion that neighborhoods with these associations are more desirable. Hopkins' findings indicate that communities with organized associations have a positive impact on home prices in neighborhoods because of the role they play in reducing crime, placing a value on aesthetics, and active community behavior monitoring as a method of self-policing. Hopkins reports that 55% of the respondents agreed community associations have a positive impact on housing values, while 10% claim there's no impact, and the remaining 35% responded by indicating they have mixed opinions. In their research, Conger et al. Acknowledged the positive impact community associations have on businesses and shared an example where businesses in Calgary worked with the local community association to promote a Shop Local campaign. As a result, establishments in the area experienced an increase in business. This strengthens the viewpoint that when community associations and businesses are aligned with one another and work together, the results can be positive, particularly by increasing customer loyalty to neighborhood establishments. Given there has been little research with respect to the community association and fiscal impact they have on neighborhoods, more research needs to be conducted in this area. And now we'll take a look at the health implication. Research revealed a common thread between community participation and health benefits. Health implications for the purpose of this review will include both mental health and physical health. Consistently, research supports the theory that it is not only because of the active participation within the social organization, but achieving the desired outcome as a result of participation, which have positive impact on health. Research by Baum et al. Claimed the data they gathered clearly indicates involvement in social organization benefit community members both mentally and physically. They note, however, mental health status is more strongly correlated with participation than physical health status. This is evidence to show, or there is evidence to show, that a number of suicide acts has also shown a decrease when social networks are in place, including the presence of an active community association. While it has been evidence that involvement in a community association positively impacts mental health, we acknowledge that the result of the work of the association and the development of opportunity structures play a large role in the physical health advancement. Ziersch et al. Describe opportunity structures as locations which have been structured to promote healthy lifestyles, such as footpaths, recreation facilities, and local shops. In fact, Baum et al. Boldly state that health services should support and invest in community association partnerships, given the strong connection they found between community organization participation and positive health outcomes for all residents of the neighborhood. While there have been many studies on the positive health impact of community association, there have also been concerns raised about the negative impact. If we apply Port's findings that requiring membership in social organizations can be experienced by some as exclusion, there needs to be an acknowledgement for the potential negative impact this can have on mental health. Additionally, Villalongas and Olives and Kawachi echo the concerns raised by Port and further heed a warning that social contagions, meaning the extent in which common behaviors and attitudes spread amongst a group or organization, can be both positive and negative. They write, tightly knit groups can be both health promoting, i.e. don't smoke in public, or health damaging. Everyone loves to get drunk after work, and you are a killjoy for not joining us. Their research also found that community associations can exacerbate unnecessary stress on individuals who feel responsible to support others. Now let's move to social capital. When considering social capital, this study used the definition offered by Ziersch et al. Social networks and connections between people and the resources that may be available from such connections. Kitchen shares his experience of how forming a community group facilitated people coming together to enact real change and enrich the lives of residents. Kitchen's team matched the skill set of members in the community to the community's identified wants, which not only promoted connections between people, but facilitated the actualization of those community wants, and in doing so, increased social capital. While Briggs finds supporting community association as one way to increase social capital, he notes that social connections build themselves without the need for formal community associations, and that social connections form naturally based on social norms for a particular group of people. For example, those interested in spirituality may join a church, Those interested in cars join a car club, and a sports fan may become a sports fan club. However, both Villalonga Olives and Kawachi and Ports warn that social capital can have severe downsides, such as a breach of trust, exclusion, and subtle but tight controls leading to manipulation. Ports controls to a classic example of the danger of manipulation, wherein the Nazis in Germany were able to manipulate their way into power because the trust the community had in their leadership. Research in the area of social capital and community association would indicate that social capital can be a positive component in neighborhoods with community associations. However, caution must be exercised to ensure there is an acute awareness of the potential downsides. And now we'll move on to representation. Evidence supporting the need for collective action in the form of a community association was strong when it came to the perception of a potential threat in community environment. In the words of Hoyle, community groups are seen as one of the few ways we now have of getting local issues and concerns into a government agenda. Community associations have been shown to provide an effective platform for people when they have a concern related to a neighborhood situation because the collective voice can be stronger than the individual voice. For example, in the port city of Victoria, BC, the collective force of local community association was successful in transforming an area of their neighborhood where there were community concerns regarding waterfront issues. Hoyle's research brought to light that governmental agencies must provide opportunities for public opinion when it comes to development considerations. In their research, Conger et al. Concurs that input from community association is valued. In the city of Calgary, community associations are consulted as part of the development proposal process. What's more, community associations are considered the experts in their neighborhood because they possess important local information and lived experiences, which provide the City of Calgary planners with unique insights into the community. Conger et al., 2016, page 7. While collective action has been shown to be effective regarding community issues by representing the community's collective voice, there are indications that because these organizations are not formal governmental agencies, their true impact is fundamentally low. In Canada, a key factor of the community association's impact on development issues comes down to which agency has authority over the land use development. Municipal government agencies tend to regard the voice of the community. However, when it comes to federal issues, the voice of the community is rarely heard. On Vancouver Island, there was a tremendous effort put forth by the local community association in Shawnigan Lake, where citizens took a stand against a development site. While the gallant efforts of the community made a significant impact, ultimately, the development continues to function, albeit with modifications to the original development plan. This is an example of the all too often quasi-effectiveness of community association activism. The results of this area of research confirms that when it comes to representing the community's collective voice, a community association is an effective method. However, more research needs to be done in order to assess the effectiveness of such collaboration when it comes to real and formal change. In conclusion, the result of this review points to the community association's positive effects outweighing the negative when it comes to crime, fiscal impact, health implication, social capital, and representation. However, it was revealed there can be negative consequences, particularly when it comes to mental health and social contagions. Therefore, members of community associations and the community at large must be aware of both the positive and negative sides to community association involvement. The findings herewith support the notion that community associations are in fact good for communities. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation.